Alright, so since the C10 has been running a lot better with the carb, I'm going to stop focusing on that for a minute and turn some attention to the chevelle. Hasn't really been in the best shape since I got the thing running and out of the storage unit we had in for a while. Just kind of threw it together just to get the car back on the road and to get it over here when we moved to our new house. So one of the things that I did, it's pretty much got a straight pipe exhaust on it. I think they're like 8-inch cherry bombs on there. It's got turn downs right before the rear axle, and it's obnoxiously loud. Car drones when you're going down the road. It's really loud and not that fast. So I'm going to change that. It's going to get a little quieter. Going to throw some new mufflers on it and start to build a little bit nicer of an exhaust system for it. And here's what we're working with. Went with Flowmaster FX series mufflers. 2.5 inch in, 2.5 inch out. It's got the center and offset setup that chevelles use. And these are different than your usual Flowmasters, kind of like Super 40. They are straight through, kind of like a MagnaFlow or Pipes, Dynamax, Ultra Flows, anything like that. Pretty much just has a packing throughout the case. It's a 409 stainless, and they're pretty cheap. I think they were about $40 a muffler, so I'm going to give them a shot. If I don't end up liking them, I can always swap them. So the plan is I'm going to take what's there. You can see there's the cherry bomb on there. I'm going to leave those right after the collector, just like this. So now they'll kind of act as like a resonator. And I'm kind of wanting to make this thing quiet and sound good. And from what I'm finding, you got to use a resonator for it. So that should take away any of the like poppy or flappy type noise when you're going down the road. And I think this style muffler will really give it a good sound. So I'm going to try it first. We're going to run just turn downs right before the axle for now. I've got a set of tailpipes that I have in mind that I'm probably going to order. They're through Flowmaster as well, but I'm not going to buy them right this second. So I'm going to see how I like the turn downs first and then probably put the tailpipes on afterwards. So the new exhaust is going to kind of be the first step in making this car a lot nicer. I've done the rat rod thing with it for a little bit too long and ready for it to be nice again. And that includes it being quiet. I'm going to change up the suspension again. It's too low. I'm literally scraping everywhere with it, even though it looks pretty badass. So doing that, going to get the interior back into it. Just generally make the car nice again. So this is where we're going to start with and just keep moving forward on it. So everybody talks about cold starts on YouTube and like, oh, we're going to do a cold start with this car and all that. So what's better than a cold start with something with a carburetor that doesn't have a choke? So you can see what it sounds like with the cherry bombs. right, so got delayed a little bit on the Chevelle, had some rain, and ran into another little problem that I found out. So the vent line on the tank had rotted real bad. Right there, you can see the new one that I put in. This one. So that one rotted like crazy, and as soon as I jacked the car up, I noticed that fuel was leaking. So got that replaced. Mufflers are in. So got two of them. So I don't have the tailpipe tips. So basically gonna rock the turn downs right before the gas tank for right now. And yeah, it does sound a lot better. It's definitely quieter. So I think it'll be pretty nice. So gonna take a car for a ride and see what she sounds like on video. All right, so mufflers are in. Also had to do a little repair on the carburetor. Apparently my vacuum secondaries were not opening. I'm not even sure how long that was happening for. I always thought the car was a little slow, but found the problem. Vacuum secondaries were not opening at all. Turns out the vacuum port that the canister bolts onto completely plugged up with varnish. So still going to go through the carb and completely rebuild it. I've got a couple of carb kits just to piece together all of the gaskets in case one doesn't have one, the other one has more. But for right now, definitely a big increase. So everything's back together. So going to do a little bit of a back road drive. Wanted to do one of these for a while. So going to get to see how the new mufflers sound and have a little bit of fun.